Hey, good evening, and welcome to the story of today. The story of today is the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, written by Robert Louis Stevenson. This is a very famous story in which we not only see how people really live, but also we can see how they change every time. So let's start. This is Mr. Utterson. One day he was walking and he came across with Richard Enfield, a very smart and elegant guy. They were walking and they reached a big door leading to a large house. A very elegant and very big door. They remembered someone. So Enfield started remembering a story about a guy which was named Edward Hyde, who tackled a girl, and then, to avoid a scandal, he thought on giving her a check just to be chilled out. The thing is that this curious check was very important because it was signed by a very big and important gentleman. Utterson got so interested on it and started investigating who Hyde was and who had signed that check. He found that the man that had signed that check was Dr. Jekyll, and not only had signed that check, but he found that on his testament he had made all the will to make Hyde the only beneficiary of these things. 1 year later, when everything was very calm, suddenly something very interesting and hard started happening. After 1 year, a little girl saw Mr. Hyde very crazy, beating a man to death. They didn't know why, but the street was very calm and he suddenly attacked that guy without any reason. He was very aggressive and he seemed not to be a human. The guy was very bad. When the police arrives to Hyde's apartment, he was gone. It was a rainy day and the storms fell down. So they were very amazed because it was a very small and calm room. With the raining, there was no reason for them to think why they had gone. So they thought he considered himself guilty. They went to Jekyll's house, but he just said that Hyde had left a letter saying goodbye. They didn't think it so well, but it was the only reason that Dr. Jekyll could give to them. They saw how nervous he seemed to be, and of course, he didn't let them go in, so they waited in the door. After seeing the letter, Utterson took into account that the handwriting was so similar to Jekyll's, so he and the police thought that he was trying to hide the other guy, maybe because he considered that he was guilty. For 2 months, Jekyll was okay. He acted more friendly, as if a weight had been lifted from his shoulder, but it didn't take too long. People looked him very normal, and they reacted as if nothing has happened months ago. Suddenly, one time, he started acting weird. It was by January. The thing was that Hasty Lenian, a very friend, or had been suicided because of something, so he started acting weird again. Sometime later, Jenkins' butler, Mr. Poole, gave Utterson a card with instructions of not opening it until Jekyll's death disappearance. So Poole went to Utterson's house another day and told him that he was looking how Jekyll was coming into desperation. So he decided to invite him to the laboratory to see how things were going, because he thought that he was becoming crazy and very dangerous for him. They went to the laboratory together, and Mr. Poole saw something very weird. There, the laboratory, there was big footsteps which seemed not to be human, and also they saw many different potions and a very strange voice in the deep of the laboratory. When they went inside, they found Mr. Hyde as Jekyll's. So they were very, very, very amazed because of this. Also, he wore all Jekyll's costume, so it was very, very strange. A potion was thrown down in the floor, and it was a card to Mr. Utterson. So he took the card, and when he started reading, Jekyll told him the way how he took the potion he became into Hyde, and that Lenian had died of a heart attack when he saw how Jekyll had transformed into that horrible and not normal beast. This story can show us how we have a good side and an evil side inside us, is that we have to know how to balance both, and we have to learn the way how we can really live without trying to hide any of the things or of the sides. So we have to be careful, because when we less think, we can separate them, and it is going to be a bad idea. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.